Hello, this is Patrick with CheckInfo.news coming to you daily, now 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And today we're just going to go ahead and go over the daily news. This channel is unscripted and unprepared. So what we're going to do is we'll just go ahead and start to see what's going on in the world today. So let's jump over here to the Fox News real quick. Looks like the Dems are blasting the release of the Nunes memos once backed FISA court transparency. Let's see. There is something in particular that I kind of want to discuss today. Let's take a look up here real quick. Let's see. That one of the Colts players was hit by a drunk driver last night. It hasn't necessarily been making the news to all the details with that. Let's take a look here. You know, so I have various different news sources I'm able to take and go through here. I wish my software was faster. It's definitely not. But clearly that's not working. So we're just going to jump over here to another news source, see what we got here. There we go. There we go, right on top of the list. So we've got Trump has chimed in that it's disgraceful that we've come into this point where it's basically we have the Colts Indian. He was hit by a drunk driver who happened to be illegal immigrant who was deported on 2 different occasions. And he did not have a driver's license, and you know, just goes back to kind of support what Trump's been saying. We don't need all of these illegal immigrants that are in here at the moment to control what's going on. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of scroll through this real quick as I've covered up my camera. But that's fine. We can always put that back later. So he was killed on Sunday night when an illegal alien from Guatemala, who had been previously deported twice, drunkenly crashed into his Uber driver's vehicle, killing both him and the Uber driver. Basically, the mainstream media has downplayed the incident or omitted the information on the illegal immigrant. Basically, you know, you've got this whole leftist side thing that they're fighting really hard right now in order to try to take in, you know, get this DACA thing going on. And something like this is devastating to their entire agenda at the time. So there is that. So basically, in regards to all of that, so we've got the news on that. Other things that are going on. Let's take a look at today's news. So we've got that's another thing going on today. The stock market. The stock market had a drop yesterday of almost 2,000 points. Now that 2,000 point drop was due to some modifications to the stock market, as well as some intentional ploys by the Federal Reserve, which is, by the way, a non-governmental organization. The Federal Reserve is a privately owned entity, and they basically said they're going to go ahead and jack up the interest rates on money and that by the various groups within our government. They're not actually a government organization, but there are some ties and connections with them between George Soros, the Bilderberg Group, the Rothschilds. They're all kind of intertwined, and basically it's just a matter of going through and attempting to kind of change the overall scene and overlay of what's going on in the world. So we'll go ahead and go back to Fox News. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. This was this guy right here. He was talking about basically saying that the Russians support the Second Amendment, so they can all kill each other. Just hilarious guy. Hello, this is Patrick with CheckInfo.news, coming to you daily, now 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So, sorry about that second block, random thing that happened there. I had to adjust some things on my end. So, we've got, looks like Elon Musk's working on his new SpaceX rocket. Looks like he's getting ready to take and launch his little Tesla Roadster into space, finally. Fastest the car's ever moved. It's kind of hilarious. Obviously, it won't break the ground speed record because it's not going to be on the ground, but definitely the fastest the car's ever moved. But okay, so let's go back up here to this. Let's go back to this memo. All right, so basically the memo was an entire ploy to basically say that Trump colluded with the Russians. Okay, so they got Christopher Steele, paid him the DNC and Fusion GPS paid him $160,000 to take and generate this dossier, basically against their political opponent, in order to trash him. So it's just a bunch of lies. Then this dossier was used to file a FISA application to look into Carter Page, one of Trump's assistants during the election process, without any probable cause, just based on pure lies and BS, to get a secret warrant to basically check into not just Carter Page, but the way a FISA warrant works. Anybody who communicates or mentions that person on the internet or anywhere else in any way is enclosed in that warrant, and basically they can search into your lives as well. Basically, it's just a gross abuse of power. But the point is the Russia thing. All right. So this entire thing is a attempt from the left to get Trump to basically not just look bad because he colluded with Russia, but to even go even further and say, let's be realistic. What's the big deal with Russia? What's the problem with Russia? They're a democracy. They hate globalism. They're all about national sovereignty. We're Americans. We hate globalism. We're all about national sovereignty. They have the same goals and values as Americans do. But instead, we're making friends with countries like communist China and other communist countries. In reality, the deep state, the Russian oligarchs, Putin forced them all out. He literally went ahead and got into a giant meeting with all of these oligarchs. All right, and he told them, "You're done controlling this government," which is basically the same thing Trump's trying to do. He's trying to go, "Hey, at the end of this whole thing, it's going to be Bilderberg Group. You're done." That is the entire purpose of everything that's going on right now in this whole cycle. If you don't know what the Bilderberg Group is, you should look into it. Basically, the Bilderberg Group, it involves multiple different members of Congress. people such as the Queen of England and other foreign government entities from all across the world that get together. For the U.S. at least, it's in violation of our laws. They're committing treason when they do this because they're meeting without it being an official government sanctioned meeting and discussing how they want things to go globally without any government oversight from the U.S. That is treason. And these are deep state members, these are deep state operatives that are basically trying to control how we function as a society. Let's take a look, see what's going on today at the White House. Nothing much has been updated on the White House website, looks like today. Let's see what the Criminal News Network's up to today. Looks like their most important story is SpaceX launches the most powerful rocket in the world. So, there we go. If I remember correctly, this is test flight 2 for the Falcon heavy lift. It's a reusable rocket. That's kind of an interesting concept. They've actually, these boosters that fall off the sides of the rocket, they have like a landing pad in the water, and they actually reuse all of these boosters and stuff on these rockets. So it's kind of an interesting concept to have even the boosters as a reusable item on these rockets. I'm sorry, guys. I have not taken my daily vitamin supplements. My brain is not at 100%. I think I probably should go ahead and take a little moment here. We'll go ahead and go over to... I'll give you guys an idea what I'm taking today. This is what I take every day. Makes my brain clear. Makes my brain... this stuff right here. Whether you like or hate Alex Jones, he makes some damn good vitamin supplements. This Brain Force right here. Take Brain Force, Anthroplex, Winter Sun, Survival Shield X2, and when needed, colloidal silver. They're silver bullet. But yeah, recommended 100%. If you have times of mental fogginess or you have ADHD like I do, and you don't want to take Adderall, which is essentially prescription grade methamphetamines, this is a great alternative. So I'm going to go ahead and get up, take my vitamins real quick, and I'll be back. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. But yes, I really do. I do use the Brain Force. I use the Anthroplex, colloidal silver, super blue toothpaste. Been using his products for a while. Ever since this happened, I felt a heck of a lot better. I've had a lot more energy. I've been able to take and think a lot more clearly and just get better things out of life. So, totally recommend it. Infowarsstore.com. Check it out. Alright. But anyway, let's take a look at what's going on with Drudge today. So we'll jump over here to their SpaceX launches this Falcon Heavy rocket. It seems to be the biggest news story of the day. The SpaceX Heavy, the world's most powerful rocket. Let's take a look real quick. I wonder if this is actually play that video. This will be the first time I tried this on a live stream. Probably not. Of course not. Alright, cool. It's worth a try. So the rocket from SpaceX. Man, this text is so small I can't read it. So definitely gotta get a big wonder. Alrighty.
Seriously, Rumble. Their new rocket, the Falcon Heavy, is about to launch for the first time, and this thing is big. It's lifting off from the historic Kennedy Center launch pad 39A, which is where Apollo 11 launched.
Alright. Well, obviously, I'm not getting the best audio off their videos there. I apologize for that, you guys. I tried my best there. Hopefully, as I get a little bit better with this software and I can figure out a little bit more what's going on here, I do. But at the time being, I'm kind of stuck with what I'm stuck with. So, let's take a look here. I'm trying to get this Drudge overlay to go back to Drudge. And misunderstand that passion as craziness, because it is just that passion. I've been able to verify a very large majority of his stories. And honestly, anytime he's made a mistake, I've heard him go, "Hey, I screwed up." Maybe not in those exact words, but generally speaking, he's always very honest about when he makes a mistake, and he does what he can to take and get that that update put out there. Getting that FISA memo out, the next memos, there's 3 more memos on their way. I think that we can all understand that getting into these memos are of importance. But let's just get... This is one of my first streams, you guys, and I doubt I even have any viewers at the moment. I may or may not, but out there. Tell me what you guys would like to take in and hear about, what kinds of things are of interest to you. Can't guarantee that I'm going to take and necessarily talk about that. But it's going to be fair, it's going to be honest, and it's not going to be any of this. There's never going to be any deep state control on this. There's never going to be... I'm a libertarian. Conservatively a libertarian. I have very strong black letter interpretations of the law. I do not believe that the Constitution is a living, breathing document. I believe it's something we should be reading and defining based on the dictionary definitions of the very words of the document. And that should anything need to be reinterpreted, that would require a constitutional amendment. I do believe that 99% of federal laws are in violation of the 10th Amendment. So we'll be getting into things like that. If you guys don't agree with those things I just said, probably not going to want to watch this channel. If you don't believe that the Second Amendment is one of the most important things in this country, probably going to get annoyed with my channel. Just straight up be honest with you. Give you an idea. Here's how I interpret the Second Amendment. According to Black's Law Dictionary, A militia is defined as a group of civilians outside of government control for the purpose of overthrow of a government. Or, in the event that our government fails to protect us, as an alternative definition, a foreign government. I.e., let's say our government fails to take and protect us from, in today's political climate, let's just use North Korea as an example. That means that we, the people, have the right to form a militia to take and directly attack North Korea if we feel that our government is failing us. Now, the right of the people to, okay, a militia. So we have a well-regulated militia being necessary for the continued security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, the next most important word in this is state. This is State of the Union, not individual states. All right? To go on and go forth from there, people are all inhabitants. I'm sorry, that is everyone. Legal or illegal. Don't think when said. It includes them. Right of the people to keep. Keep is to possess. Bear is to use with deadly force. Arms is any form of military weapon system. Shall not be infringed. So that means that there shall not be any rules, regulations, laws, or ordinances in regards to any sort of military weapon system. That being said, I do believe that we do need a constitutional amendment to prohibit civilian ownership of nuclear weapons. Because the way that I read the Constitution, every American has that right to own nuclear weapons and any other sort of weapon system. Because the purpose is, should our government ever become so corrupt that we, the people, have the same weapons as the military does, so that we can overthrow our government and reestablish our democratic republic? Or should our government fail to protect us from a foreign entity like North Korea or China, who may agree that we, the people, have the necessary military weapons in order to fight it off and defeat that threat? So, give you an idea how I look at the Constitution and how I interpret it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully next time I won't be bumbling so much. I gotta really get into the groove of this and figure out how this actually is going to function and flow for me. So, I really look forward to hearing from you guys and hearing some constructive feedback, constructive criticism.